coming back to part
I
two
thought
of
I
a
paused this thing.
listen. We are going to be talking about something that's so important: toxic retirement. Listen, a lot of us are not saying it, but if you're a Gen Zer, that means you're 40 to 55, you're dealing with something a little crazy. Usually, the norm is you're taking care of elderly parents and you're taking care of millennials who need to be already getting a job, okay? But all of a sudden, we have a generation of Gen Z coming through, and their parents are trying to play them for the okadoke. But before we get on that conversation, would my co host love to introduce himself to the Chizat? Say hello to the people. Can you hear me?
Good afternoon, good evening, good people. You're gonna be triggered. I'm just gonna let you know that. That's sorry.
Look, hold on. We might have a little technical difficulty, but we're gonna make it work. Hold on. Okay, so here we are. So listen, LRA movements here calls it. He had a book talking about the non-custodial parent, but really that's an old book. He got to make another part two book because now he's the custodial parent. Y'all need a book tomorrow how to beat these teenagers' rumps in Houston, Texas. Look, somebody already said in the chat, LRA movement still moving, y'all. Okay, so pop it up on the screen. I'm gonna get. Are you ready for me to push it in there? LRA movement. Nod if you
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna add it to the stream. Tell me if y'all can hear it. Drop a one in the comments if you can hear it. There's 96 people here. Let's go.
Caitlin is with us. Caitlin's in Memphis. Hi, Caitlin. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hey, David, Ken, how are you guys?
Good. What's up?
Great. So I'm 23 years old. I just graduated with my master's on April 30th.
Congratulations.
Fair use, fair use.
Great. Thank you. In cybersecurity.
Ooh, wow.
Cha-ching.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Thank
hear that sound?
So,
You hear that printing press sound in the background, folks? That's money.
Yeah, she knows it too. That's the laugh of, yeah, you're right.
Good for you.
So, thank you. So my mother informed me that she has zero saved for retirement and expects me to take care of her during her retirement years.
Ooh.
Obviously, I don't want to abandon my mother. So how can I best prepare myself to take care of her when that time comes?
You're 23. How old is your
Yes,
mother?
sir. She is 46, sir.
Okay. So, what part of her childhood trauma has damaged her psychologically to make this ridiculous butt statement?
That I am not sure.
Do you agree that that's absolutely ludicrous for a 46-year-old to put on a
Pause it,
23-year-old?
LRA. Pause it.
Take care of you someday when
Pause
you've got
it,
many more.
babe. Now, did y'all just hear what she said? She's 23 and her mama is 46. Now, in the chat, we've talked about how long people be living. How long do people be living? Drop a number in the chat, y'all. Put it in the chat, man. Tell us how long people be living. Throw it in the chat. Because you know who sent this to me. No, she's not Asian. She's black. Out of Memphis, Tennessee. Drop some numbers in there because look, y'all cracking me up already. Do you see these people, LR? Talk about
I'm
changing
leaving it
names,
alone.
no address. Oh my God. The entitlement is real. This mother is insanely selfish. She can't go back to work. She's still working, y'all. She's still working, y'all. Okay, so we got in the chat. Look, she said we ain't no Asian. So we see the ages in the chat. The average age, yeah, and it's increasing. Like you can live to 90 years old now. You take care of this body. Okay, so listen, go ahead. Listen. Go look, LRA, put it back on. Let's see if they can.
More years to work, you ought to be taking care of yourself.
When you put it that way, sure. But I do love my mother.
That's not a question of loving your mother. It's not a question of honoring your mother. Your mother's misbehaving.
Does she work now? Does she have any type of career or job, or there's some type of challenge she's dealing with that makes her put this on you? What's the backstory?
She does work. She's a secretary and making around $30K a year.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's a matter of not knowing how to get to. Since she hasn't saved up to this point, I think it's a matter of not knowing how to start, or that type of thing.
Well, is this a flippant comment, or you think she seriously expects you to just to write her checks when she retires because she's worked her whole life and didn't bother?
I think it's 100% serious, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, there's 2 or 3 issues going on. Okay. Issue number 1 is the answer to your question is how do you help anyone financially? You first have to put your own oxygen mask on, meaning that you can't help people if you're broke, so you need to become wealthy. And you're going to do that. You're going to be making a lot of money, and you're going to follow the baby steps that we teach, and you're going to stay out of debt, and you're going to invest and save, and you're going to be a multi-millionaire by the time you're 40. Okay? And so you'll be able to write her checks. That does not mean you should, but mathematically you would be able to if you followed that. Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then the next part of the question for me is, how do we honor the office of motherhood? In other words, the Bible says honor your father and mother. It does not say buy them cocaine if they're a cocaine addict. That is not honoring them. And so the Bible's not suggesting that by honoring your parents, you participate in their misbehavior. And for a 46-year-old to plan on retiring broke and be taken care of by their children is misbehavior in the American culture. Now, in some cultures, it would not be. But in North America, in Memphis, Tennessee, that's misbehavior. You follow me?
Yes, sir.
So how can we help mom when mom is engaged in misbehavior, behavior that's inappropriate? And so what I would do is this. I would say, hey, mom, I'm going to go through this class because I'm going to start making a lot of money called Financial Peace University to learn how to handle money. And, man, I really want you to go with me. Would you go with me, Mom? And I'll pay for it. And let's get her in this class and teach her how to handle money.
Let's pause it. Okay. Y'all, the y'all in the comments already acting wow. Now I have on a guess. Okay, y'all got to be on your best behavior.
It's my fault.
Oh, I just can't. Y'all already cutting up in these comments. Okay, listen. L.R.A. movement, describe to them what a son husband is and give us a little monologue on what you're hearing. And as we hear this, go ahead, just run it for about 2 minutes. I'm listening to you. Talk freely, brother.
So a son husband is when a mom, normally a single mother, is she when a son used to be a mama's boy, she's the same thing but in the opposite way. Her son became her man, her husband. Maybe her brother, her daddy, or her uncle, but she's looking at her child to be the person that takes vows with her for better or worse, richer or poorer, through sickness and health. Till death do you part. And unfortunately, your life that you haven't lived yet doesn't matter. And some people fall into being guilted into that. And I love her so much, but you gotta understand, if you're a son husband, you're not really loved, you're used. You're a commodity. You're a backup plan. So in essence, a son husband is chattel children. That's pretty much what they are. I bred you to make sure you take care of me when I F off my life. And you owe me for that. That's what it is.
So yeah, as you guys can see, I'm having some technical difficulty over here, but it's all good. We rolling. This show is gonna do what it do. Now, here's my problem with this. She didn't say the mom was 56. She didn't say the mom was 66. She didn't even say the mom was 76. She said 46, y'all. What level of depression must you be at to think, well, damn, I ain't never gonna get it together in the next 40 years. So I'm gonna need you to take care of me. And the reason I'm doing this show is just like the homeless show I did earlier, and y'all be getting on me for doing these homeless shows. There are real families out here. No one can get ahead because of this. Now I'm gonna go a little deeper here. I helped my siblings. My oldest brother is 8 years older than us, and he had children young. So I was an aunt by 9. My sister has had 2 kids, but way spaced apart. In the first year of both those kids' lives, I was there every day. I was the daggone nanny. And people go, when people say, why don't you got no kids? I've spent my whole life helping everybody else with their kids. That's how I got no kids. I didn't have time to be out in the streets finding a man to help me get some kids myself. And what happens in these families is when the reason people push back so much on these people having kids out of wedlock, I know y'all hate that word, but it's the word. A man who's married to a woman, he knows how much it costs. The whole house, the bills, the everything, how much it costs to feed, clothes, light bill, everything, all his whole check going there. When these people have these baby mama situations, let me send you 400. Let me see you let me send you $100 and some socks. That kid don't need that much food. Disregarding the cost of living. So this mom is using that old tactic. Now, I work so hard to keep food in your belly, a house over your head. I made sure you made it through college. But where is that room for this child to grow? This girl, let's be really honest, Eric, she should have been having a serious relationship in college. Even as a nerd, I know the engineering community, they be getting it on. They partner off with each other and go off into the nowheres, okay? She should already have a boyfriend, and the boyfriend ought to be like, hey, that's crazy. What if this girl wants to move and take a job in another city, state? What's she gonna do? What is this mom expectation of this girl to do for her? If you're 46, you got a whole nother 30 years to figure out a plan. What if her daughter dies in a car accident? I actually know a family in North Carolina like this. The daughter was down in Florida with 2 kids. The mom just retired. I'm going to visit my daughter in Florida. My daughter done died. Had a heart attack. Died. Now she's raising 2 grandchildren, and the woman is mad. And everybody tell her the same thing. Take them kids and take them to their daddy house. Take them kids, put them back in that car, take them to Florida, and put them back at their daddy house. But no, you know how she's doing it? Well, I'll have somebody take care of my old age, and they going to take care of me. These children are only 13 and 11. They got a daddy. Take them to their daddy house. But see, she's already got the plan, L.A.R. movie. She already know what she's trying to do. She trying to have a retirement plan. That was her daughter. Her daughter died. These are our next set of people that's going to take care of her. Because she was talking about going to Florida. Now, in my mind, I said, well, keep going to Florida. Go on to Florida and let that man raise them kids, and you can see them kids all the time you want in Florida. But see, that's not what she want to do. So, look, I'm going to go on a rabbit hole. L.A.R. movement, talk to us. Read some of these comments, and I'm going to mute myself and listen to what you got to say, because you do a great job hosting the show. So I'm going to mute myself.
Just put them up on the thing, because the emotional incest is hilarious. Here's the thing. Using that situation in Florida. So you're mad because you basically kidnapped your grandkids and you don't want to give them back. It's like, okay. Stole my. It sounds a whole lot like Baby Boy, don't it? That story right there sounds a whole lot like Baby Boy. Back to the mother, though. You said, I took care of you. I put you through college. Well, Did she really put her through college? Probably not. But I gotta ask the question. If this young lady is 23 and she graduated with a master's, what was she when she went to college? She was 18, maybe took an extra year, because I believe the master's is a 2-year program. So, so she either went under or over. Like she went to summer school multiple times, or she started at 17. Nobody knows. Well, they know. So she did all of that for you to pocket watch your own child. Because if she would have chose a different major, it'd be like, she can't help me. She can't help me. But, ooh, you gonna make how much money? And I'm gonna tell you, her mother, who's a secretary, sure knows how to use Google because she knew how much she was gonna make. So from this point on, it's gonna be what? How can I say this? Golden girl and hot girl summer? Can't be hot girl summer because mama always at the house, right? She'll never meet anybody, not having fun or being real because mom's there. And it's gonna always look like you live with your mother. Even if it's your house, it's my house, but my mama living. What adult wants to come by a 23-year-old house and they living and their mother is living with them? And on top of that, how's her mother gonna ever date? Because what happens when she tries to date and her man finds out that she's actually living with her daughter? Man, you need to kick your daughter out. She's 23, 24, 25 years old. Why is she still living here? She's grown. Well, actually, James, I'm living with her because
this the perfect time for the empty nester to kick in and her go get a retirement husband. Some man that's 60, 55, and they go travel, go to Essence festivals, and live their life. And then the daughter going to live her life somewhere else. If I was that daughter, I'd leave Memphis that day.
I wouldn't even leave Memphis. I'll leave her in Memphis and be on the other side of Memphis. Where do you live at, baby? You know what? I live at my daddy's house. I know you're not coming over there. Treat her right by treating her wrong. Because the bigger issue about this stuff is, how long you think she's been planning this? Like literally. Do you think if the girl made the honor roll like 3-4 years in a row, she was sitting there like, "Ooh, I got one"?
The day she found out what that degree was.
I'm like, this is trifling, but it's not. The problem is this is more prevalent than people want to admit. There are a lot of people, just like this young lady's mother, who whether they had underemployed or whether they were bad with money, whether they were reckless, whether they were drug addicts or alcoholics, whether they were just I need to have fun all the time types. And truth be told, by the way that lady's acting, I wouldn't be surprised if that little girl actually was raised by her grandparents or aunt and uncle or somebody. I wouldn't be surprised because she's too responsible to have for her mother. I'm sorry. Because if her mother was actually responsible, she wouldn't have said nothing like that. So she gotta be one of those people that was throwing her kids off on somebody. You want me to continue it? Let's see.
Yes, sir. Keep on going, sir. You got this.
And let's get her believing, having some hope that she actually could have the dignity of controlling her own destination without depending upon her daughter. Because I got to tell you, I don't know what kind of person it is that actually feels okay about themselves when they are planning to fail and dump it on their own kids. I don't think she she feels good about herself when she says that. Or she does. If she does, then somebody needs to bust her. And we can take care of either one. We can help her by busting her, or we can help her.
That's right. And Caitlin,
help her by having some hope again and going, okay, hey, let's take this $32,000. Let's motivate you to get that income up. Let's motivate you to get your budget going and start saving, because she honestly should be able to take care of herself. And I can show her how, and I will show her how, and I'll pay for it.
Yeah. Caitlin, what's missing here is your mom simply doesn't know. That's what you said early in the call. She just doesn't know. And so if you could take her to that class and then begin to cast a vision for her, to show her at the age of 46, if she puts away this amount of money per year over the next 20 years, where she can get to. She just needs to see some vision as well. So don't just take her to the class and encourage her, show her, but begin to take that knowledge that Dave's going to teach in that class and show her how to see what she could actually do. I mean, a lot of times, Dave, ignorance is debilitating.
Yeah, you don't know, and so you become hopeless, and then you do stupid stuff like, dump this on your 23-year-old kid.
Yeah,
it's just absurd. So, I want you to hear. The main thing I want you to come away from this conversation with Caitlin is the courage to say, "Mom, you're responsible for you. Don't need to be, and no, I don't accept this assignment, and I do love you." And oh, by the way, this woman right here, she could be a travel agent for guilt trips sometimes, can't she?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And so don't cash the ticket in on the guilt trip. Just go, yeah, I know,
It's a matter
Mom.
of, I'm one of 4 kids who, not to, throw dirt on my siblings, but I'm the one who, quote unquote, made it out and actually did something with my life.
Yeah, because you're going to go big. Your income's going to be more than your brothers and sisters put together.
Yes, sir. I'm starting with $100K.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. And you're going to 200 in an eye blink in your world, if you're smart as I think you are.
And Caitlin,
but that does not mean you have to take care of everybody that won't take care of themselves.
Right.
That is not a moral obligation on your part. And I want to set you free from that. Then, if you choose to turn around, once you're emotionally free from this toxic argument, this toxic mandate that's coming at you, once you're emotionally free from that, if you still choose to come back as a position of strength when you don't have to, but even though I don't have to, I want to, I'm still going to be kind, and I'm going to help some people that are in a mess, then that's fine. That's fine. But I don't want you signing up at 23 years old for a 46-year-old babysitting job.
I just had to pause it 1 second. So for the record, she wouldn't have been taking care of a 46-year-old. She would have been taking care of a 46-year-old and 3 siblings. And her mom would have been cool with that. Perfectly fine. And her siblings would have been perfectly fine. And on top of that, if she's saying she
wanted her to be the man. She wanted her to be her boyfriend and help her raise these kids. So either from what Dave Ramsey saying, 2 of the other siblings are grown and they ain't doing shit, and there's 1 more behind her. So that means this mom's been having babies 18, 19 years old, very young in the mind. Attitude is entitlement still. This is the stuff I'm talking about, y'all. This is dangerous. Because you have a whole family. There's no way they can have another generation of normal. If the daughter leaves everybody and goes get married and start having her own family, take care of her own kids, they're going to call her selfish. She's horrible. She's terrible to the family. She don't treat the family right. You even got people in the chat now talking about Koreans do it and stick together. No, this is the difference. I know Koreans. Everybody's got their own business, or everybody's working really hard with a job that pays equivalent. Same thing with white people. I know one white dude went back and got his engineering degree. His other 2 brothers went and got some type of tech related degree. You cannot have a family that's strong with 1 strong person and 3 bums. That's not a family. They don't rise together like that. And that's the problem in the Black community. We'll say every day, oh, no, we don't stick together. No, y'all will bleed this girl dry. I remember watching Dave Ramsey, and a girl was a doctor, L.A.R movement. He was on here. She was a doctor, and he was like, what's going on? She's like, I'm over leveraged. I'm dead in my eyeballs. I have to keep working all these hours. And he's like, why? Because I take care of my mom and my brother. Well, my brother got divorced, and he's having hard times, and he was homeless. Y'all will bleed them to death. You'll bleed the golden goose. Y'all, I'm a kid in my family, and I'm telling you, my mom is the black sheep, and she's the wealthiest of all of them. And they just expect her to pay for lunches, pay for dinners, pay for trips, pay for shit. And my mom does it, and I don't. When I made $500,000 one year, I was making people pay for their part of the hotel room, they part of the gas. I was nickel and diming everybody. And everybody's like, Ericka, you're a B. That's right. Because I'm not my mama. You're not about to play me like this. Yeah, everybody's going to hold their own nuts today. This is the part of the toxic retirement community. Y'all love, well, the Asians did this. If everybody in the group ain't a business owner, then I don't want to hear it. If everybody ain't an engineer in the house, I don't want to hear it. Go look at other people's families. When you see Filipinos, ain't everybody a nurse? Okay, then stop that mess. Quit it in the chat. Go ahead, go ahead, sir. Look, I want to call you Joe. You know, I want to call you by your government name, but I'm gonna be right. I'm gonna do right. Go ahead.
That's
And
just ridiculous.
that's right. And Caitlin, I would also tell you, if you're not careful, there's an emotional trap in this relationship. And here's the trap. Mom puts the pressure on you to do this. You love your mom. You don't want to disappoint mom. So here's what happens. You do something that inherently you know you shouldn't have to do. And in trying to please your mom, you end up resenting your mom.
Yep.
And what Dave is telling you to do is you need to be okay disappointing mom, but in disappointing her, hopefully pointing her to a better future. And then in the end, you won't resent her. And so I would always rather disappoint a family member or a friend than I would resent them. Because see, the disappointment is on her side. The resentment will stay with you the rest of your life. And so you got to be careful of the emotional trap here.
Here's the last part of the story. And then I want you to hold on. Kelly's going to sign you and your mom up for Financial Peace University. I'm going to pay for it. I want you guys to go to the class. Okay. We want to help you fix this problem. But here's the last part. When you meet a guy, if he's a really good guy, and he wants to be your husband and you want to be his wife and you fall in love, he's not going to like this deal. He's not going to like this obligation that comes with this deal. I met this great gal, but she insists on taking care of her mother, who won't take care of herself. It's, how can I say this? Highly unattractive. That's a good way of saying it. There you go. Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see,
Let me go ahead and tell you a little something. Let me go ahead and tell you a little something before you get started. I was going to be engaged to a guy out of Houston, and I realized he was taking care of his daddy, his mama. They were separated. Okay, they was divorced. He was taking care of his brother. His brother got kicked out the military and was trying to haggle the government to let him use his GI Bill. Right, so he was trying. And when he was telling me this story, y'all, I realized that this boy, yeah, he made 15 grand a month, but at the end of his taxes, and he made sure he invested his money, put his money away, and then he gave 2,000 over here, 2,000 over there, 2,000 over there. He didn't have no money. He was driving an old car. Oh, I don't care about cars. Who you know make $15,000 in a month that don't care about their car? Driving to work in an old car while your parents, your mom and dad driving new cars, your brother driving a new car. The brother had the nerve to move into his house because he had moved to a new state for a job, and then got a girlfriend, moved her in, and then got her pregnant. Y'all, I knew if I stayed with this man and we got married, I was going to have to be the bitch. I can't be the bitch on both sides. I can't be the bitch to my family and the bitch to your family. That's a lot of bitching. Okay, that's too much. I did not want to have to go through the next 10 years of being like, I'm so sorry, we can't give y'all no money. We broke. But he makes this. He don't make it no more. He don't make it no more. But you make, I don't make no money either. I'm poor. But y'all got rentals. We don't have no monies. I did not want to spend the next 10 years. Joe, you know what I'm saying is true. And they in Houston. Houston ain't expensive. So what you need $2,000 for? That ain't even your rent. And he would give it religiously, y'all, without a question. Well, they just need help, Ericka. What's wrong with that? Sir, if you don't understand what's happening to you right now, you are the goose. And everybody knows you're a nice person. I did not. The person that wants to love you wants to love you. The person that wants to make a family with you wants to make a family with you. I'd rather be out here in Texas with 4 or 5 of my own kids than live near your family with 1 or 2 and have to carry your family and mine. That's too much. It's too much. But go ahead, Joe. I have to put it down. to put the mic down.
Let me just be honest and petty at the same time. If your family really loves you, and I'm gonna start with the parents, they would never in their life ask or expect this from you. But if they're willing to manipulate you to do it, they never cared about you. You've always been a ticket to them, a lotto ticket that they didn't know if they could cash in. By the way, second thing, and this also happens if you have an older sibling and they feel like their life got taken away because they were taking care of their younger siblings, and then they become an adult and then they get super lazy because they feel like they got burnt out as a child and they want you to take care of them as an adult. That's your sibling. That ain't your parents. You can put them hands on them because who they need to be mad at is their parents. It's y'all parents, not you. That's who you need to be mad at. You owe me. Owe you for what? You remember Halloween? I gave you my costume. I was walking around with nothing and you got all the candy. No problem. And thirdly, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to be very, very, very petty about even in what you said. If you got the gall to live off of somebody else, live in their home, and date somebody and get them pregnant as if they're going to live there with you, well, here's the thing. I would have took the car keys, drove the car off of a bridge into a lake, because I'm paying for it, and say, go walk and find an apartment with you and your baby. How about that? You grown. Because what you just did was, when you do that type of stuff, you know what you're saying? I'm bringing in another generation that I want you to take care of. Before you even have kids, you need to be my kid's daddy while you my daddy and you my mama's husband. And if any of y'all have ever been around people who are in corporate America, and then you wonder why they act so angry, and then you talk to them and you find out they're in a good position as far as their occupation and their income, but their home is filled with people that have no business being there at their age. That's why they cussing out all kinds of people all the time. They cussing the wrong people out because they cussing you out because they don't want to go home and cuss everybody else out. So personally, if your retirement plan is other people, I hope you wind up with 17 pounds of stale Cracker Jack. That's all you deserve.
I mean, listen, y'all. A lot of this stuff is crazy with these moms. Your mom wants you to be your company, stay extra. Like, you ever see that one? Did you see the one, Joe, where the daughter was graduating and the mom was also graduating, and they made it viral? I'm like, from the same college. I'm like, first of all, your daughter went to college and you went to the same college and graduating at the same time. Why? Why is you doing that? Is that just me being rude?
No, because now, that's, I would date you, but your mama, what you gonna do with my baby? Why don't you date a professor or something? Ain't there like a old trainer or something that you go talk to? Like, when I saw the dean, he's kind of lonely. Like, could you go holler at the dean or something? Like, and sometimes this isn't even about money as far as retirement. This is about company. So let's just cut to the chase. Obviously, you didn't plan for the future. Obviously, you go into church and say God gonna do it, while you didn't plan for the future didn't work. Obviously, you dating for one night stands and forgetting, oops, I'm not as young as I used to be. I actually need a long night stand. Didn't work because you're stupid. But obviously, you really thought it was, you know what, if I could sabotage my child, I can get another 15, 20 years out of life. Because listen, I'm 46 and you're 23. And what if these men ain't about nothing? Because this is where some of y'all, I want y'all to hear what I'm about to say. This is when some of you younger folks get sabotaged by older people telling you who not to date. They're telling you who not to date and who not to talk to because they're trying to live off of you. They don't want you living with or living off of somebody else if they can't benefit. So when you hear, oh, they all dogs, well, look whose hand is in your pocket. If the same person that's telling you people are all dogs,
And if the man put his foot down, they be like, oh.
Yes. Because if he put his foot down and she put her foot down, I can't believe you. Because, and for you folks who are on the side, who are on the receiving end of this with this guilt, this is why a lot of y'all don't maintain relationships. Because what happens when you quote unquote fall in love with a person and that person realizes, oh, you using me because you ain't got the heart to shut this down. So I got to be the bad guy to shut this down, and you gonna walk, and you still gonna be around all these people while they talking crazy about me.
And I knew that was going to be my job, and I couldn't take it. I said, man, I can't do my whole life being the mean one. Not my whole life. I just want to marry one of these boring families that like wearing matching pajamas. That's all I want. I ain't asking for a lot. Let's just wear the matching pajamas at Christmas and take the picture and keep it moving. Why we got to be doing this? This is drama.
You paying for Christmas gifts and birthday gifts that they never bought for you. Oh man, what you want for Christmas? Oh, I seen this Maserati that I always wanted. Okay. I mean, you gonna buy yourself a Maserati? You know what? Look, you remember that time, I got whipped for you? You remember when you stole that Kool-Aid cup and I got in trouble? Like, I just think that after all them years, because I never could sit down right after that. But I think the leather seats in a Maserati will make my butt feel better because how you did me when we was 12. You owe me that now that you didn't came up. And that's a good question. Where is mom living at on $30,000 a year? I hate to say this. Mom made $30,000 a year, but if mom had 4 kids, depending on how many of them kids was by how many people, mom might have took home a little to a whole lot extra in support fees and what you call that tax breaks. Because making $30,000 a
They
year,
in Memphis now. They live in Memphis.
Yeah, but mom was on Section 8 if she was doing that with 4 kids. You know it. Ain't nowhere around that. So it's like, what mom doing? And if mom got 4 kids, what you think mom gonna be doing in your house when you at work? Or who you think mom gonna be doing in your house while you at work?
Stop it. Leroy gonna be coming over there on his lunch break getting sandwiches.
If y'all ever seen the movie Bad Santa, that's what your house is gonna be. Billy Bob Thornton gonna be coming there while you in there with your parents, just knocking somebody down in the pool while you at work. That doesn't make any sense. You know who should really be in therapy? The people who believe that if you actually become successful, that they actually are successful for the rest of their lives. That's who needs therapy. Because those are the people who really don't have a problem. Oh, You know what? Just let me know if I could go to Ericka.
I mean, I invited
Can
you
I?
on, and the show says toxic retirement, so cut up.
Okay, appreciate it. How many of you people ever had a family member wreck your Mercedes Benz? 5 Series, or your BMW 7 Series, or or your SUV, your luxury car, or they come into your house and they tear up stuff that they can't afford to touch in the first place, or they let their kids do it. Oh yeah. What reason? I'm going somewhere with this. How many of y'all know what it's like to have your family who want to live off you invite family that they know is problematic to your house, and they won't even let you know? They'll show up and then they wind up going and stealing your stuff, and you be like, where is this? Where is that? Where is that? Oh, well, they've been struggling, and I think they probably took it, but it's okay. You got a lot. How many of you people know what it's like to have people come into your home asking you for money, say, writing out contracts because they're gonna pay back. And then if you stupid enough to give them the money, they say you got it, walk off and throw you the middle finger. And then when life smacks them upside the head and they start struggling, they try to come crying back, like, I'm sorry. How many of y'all know what that's like? How many of y'all tell somebody, look, man, I'll help you. This is the amount I'm gonna put aside for you. I'm gonna give you this, to do this. I want to get you started. And then they come back to you with double, triple, quadruple in debt because, they took that money and decided, I finally could, you know what, I want to go to Dubai, but I'm gonna come back. I deserve a trip. I'm gonna come back. I went shopping and I bought 17 Gucci belts and I took a lot of pictures on Instagram. And the reason I'm saying all this is because if these are people's toxic retirement plans and they plan to retire off of you, they don't care if you retire like that. You're giving them your retirement, taking care of people who didn't do enough work to retire themselves because they didn't care enough. And what if you work yourself to death? You want them taking care of your kids if you have them? Because all they gonna do is, I know they got it together. You probably got a life insurance policy. I know we probably got a trust set up. But I'm gonna be the guardian. I can get power of attorney or something. And look at, they got a lot of monies. That kid's smart. They just like their mama, their daddy. They gonna be all right. But me, I need to get a Cadillac today. Because this is how these people think.
Man, Joe, let me tell you about this girl.
This is how these people think.
She literally had a car accident, and the car that hit her, that company paid $5 million. Tell me why her husband, young husband, she had a husband younger than her, them young men cut up, and her mama ran through that $5 million in less than 10 years. And thank the Lord, her children, the attorney saw how greedy they were and says, I'm going to set this child up with a trust. And none of y'all get access to it till he's 18, but he's got to be in college to get access to it. This white attorney saw what was on her. He saw how this family was about to do these people. And sure enough, they took the kids and she kept trying to find other attorneys to turn over the trust. And the attorney said, no, he did it right. This is how you're supposed to do it when you have a lawsuit with car accidents and commercial companies. This boy, you can't touch this trust. You can't J.G. Wentworth this trust. And that grandma was mad. She was mad as hell. The husband driving different Mercedes. He had Mercedes Benz. He had a Charger. His parents had a nice car. And when the attorneys came back and said, hey, the account's done. Now, we set aside this money for her to have long-term care for the rest of her life because she's this injured from this car accident. Now, you got one or two things you're going to do. You're going to sign this paper so we can put her in this facility, or we're going to charge y'all with adult caregiver crime, some kind of crime, right? Basically messing up the money. They hear him send that woman right over there to that old folks home where she lives now. She had $5 million And the mom and the husband ran through it in 10 years. And now her sons are basically hiding off in Florida so the grandma don't harass them to death. It's a damn shame.
Baby, you know I love you. You know, I know of a young lady who um she wound up having a settlement because something happened to her as a child. So her parents, because it happened to her, it happened, and her parents had to be her guardians, of course. She was getting an annuity every year from this company. Man, by the time she was 18, absolutely nothing. They Gary Coleman, you know, man, Mama, how many Lexuses you bought in the last 10 years? Daddy, how many trucks you had in the last 10 years? Where all this jewelry come from? Well, oh, you've been shopping a lot. So by the time the kid gets a certain age, okay, where's all that money that they got that we get every year from the thing so I can go to college? Well, we spent it taking care of you. You're very expensive. No, 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 no. She's like, no, I'm not very expensive because I know what y'all spending on me. And y'all expensive though. So you sent me to grandma's house and y'all went to Cancun 17 times in a year. But I'm expensive. Oh, okay. And then, we got to go here. So, and I was about to do this, and I was right and wrong for this. Do not, folks. If you got any family that has a drug problem, let me explain something to you. They've spent all of their retirement on drugs. Don't you ever in your life help them. If you got family members who got an alcohol problem, they spend all their retirement drinking. Do not help them. If you got family members who want to be seen in the nightlife and they go out and they chasing skirts or they chasing guys and they've been creeping in hotel here and hotel there and dipping in and out across town and coming at 3 a.m. having all these glorious, fun nighttime stories to tell, and they got nothing saved for retirement, they spent it all doing that. Do not help these people. They got a million stories. I'm going through it. I didn't know what I knew now. If you know anybody who decided to give their life to the Lord after they went broke, and they trying to use God, as a way for you to soften your heart to help them, let them go. Let go and let God figure it out for them. They pray so much. You're not supposed to be their savior. Because this is what people do all the time. And I will tell you from the bottom of my heart, I know far too many people who've lost way too much money behind people. Y'all don't know what it's like to buy a person a house and buy them a car and buy the other, both parents a car or multiple cars. And they both got jobs and they won't even pay the cable bill or the light bill because you know what? It's already paid for. The house already paid for. The car's already paid for. So I'm going to just go out to eat every 5 minutes. I'm going to go party. I'm going to go smoke. I'm going to go drink. Oh, the light's about to get cut off. How the light's about to get cut off? You got a whole job. You ain't got no mortgage. You ain't got no car note. You don't got no car insurance. How the light's about to get cut off? See, what had happened was, we just having too much fun. You think that multiple adults won't do that? You're a fool if you do. Do not ever put yourself in that position. Do not take care of these people. None of them.
Oh, let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and break it to you. Sorry, I was quiet there for a second. Before I read Zancho's cuss thing, the woman with the 5 million. Oh yeah, guess what? Her mama don't even have a house, y'all. The husband don't even have a house. He was taking care of her in his parents' house, and his parents had 2 brand new cars. And they said, "Let me tell you something. We about to charge everybody in this house with adult neglect and mismanagement of funds. So I can either come take all these cars and I can come see what's going on with these bank accounts, or y'all can give us this woman. We're going to put her in this home where I know she's going to get the proper care. They went ahead and let the woman go. Listen, y'all, people, $5 million should have been enough for the mama to buy a house so the children could live in the house with her. And then I'm not even telling y'all the part where she had older children, and the older children were basically homeless. The people were like, oh, I can't afford to take them in. How? It's $5 million settlement. Let's just somebody take them in. Anybody. So anyway, another family member took them in, and that family member was like, I ain't even gonna ask for no money because y'all running through this woman's money like crazy. It's insane. So I want y'all to understand there's people out here, there's settlements, there's stuff that happens, and people will run through this money like it's water because they ain't never used to have no make no money. And I'm telling y'all, I've never seen 5 million go so fast in my life. It was at least 8 years, y'all. It was gone. All of it. Cars, everything. And now I don't know if they finished paying for them cars, but I know the state came in and said, we gonna go ahead and take this lady. Xanatos Clutch, what's up, Xanatos Clutch? Hanging out in Japan right now. You know, I'm gonna be in Japan later this year, seeing my friends who've been trapped over there by the military and by Japan in September. They're like, please, we just want to go home. We want to leave. They crying. They're like, just PCS us to the next duty station. We've been here for 5 years. Like, you usually don't get 5 years. You get like 2-3 years. And they've been stuck there, you know, because of the pandemic. And they're like, we miss our family so much. We just want to fly home, please. We ain't seen our family in 5 years. So anyway, Xantos Clutch, relatives, not family. Like, this is why you move far away as possible. If you're the lone wolf in your family doing anything in life, and also why nursing homes will remain in business. Let me tell you something. Nursing homes will remain jumping like jack cakes because we're talking about people like this, expecting their kids to care when they like, peace out. You got a lot of these men folk, abandoned the family. Papa was a Rolling Stone. We got one uncle like that, great uncle. He left his 3 kids. His kids, they got money. They live in their life. They're like, you want us to come take care of you and you've been gone 40 years? Are you for real? And guess what my family said? Ericka, it's the right thing to do. So our family stepped in and put him in a home. I said, come on, man, this is crazy. I wish I could abandon my children, go roam the streets, play guitar, hang out with women, loose women, and come back when I'm old, about to fall down dead, and be like, somebody take care of me. And they think this is their inheritance. This is their retirement. This is the right.
It's the right.
John, don't set yourself up to be a goose. Don't do it. Talk to us, Joe.
It's the right thing to do, folks. It's the right thing to take care of people who never really took care of you. It's the right thing to do. You know, I once met a man who lived in the projects, became a millionaire, and ran through his money because he didn't know what to do with it, and wound up back in the projects on crack in like a 4-year span. So because and part of that is what you just said. It's the right thing to do. Some of y'all don't realize the right thing to do is actually take care of yourself first. That's the right thing to do. Take care of yourself and take care of your family, as in your family, as in your significant other and your children, not these grown folks. The right thing to do is to have enough heart to actually say no. Do y'all realize how many people in the world wish they would have never helped people that saw them as a retirement plan? Never. And the worst part about all of this, you know, it ain't even a retirement plan story. Do you remember that story of Evander Holyfield and Bishop Creflo Dollar? When Evander Holyfield was at his height making money, and he gave Creflo Dollar millions and millions of dollars, and then he went bankrupt. He asked him for some money back because he's contributed to church, and God can't.
I think so. Break it down.
So I think he gave him like close to $10 million at the time. And when he was selling his house and going through his financial issues, he asked the church and the pastor, "Hey, can I get some money back to take care of myself? Because I didn't give a lot to the church." And the story was, Creflo, no, it's God's money, and I got a jet, you know. You know, I got a couple cars, I got a couple mansions. The church can't do nothing. He's like, wait a minute, I didn't pay for this church, basically. So don't get it twisted. You know, if you're in a position to make money, don't let your heart put you in the poorhouse, because the people that you're dealing with may not have a heart. God didn't tell you to be a dummy. You know, if somebody got to guilt you to give them something, that's because they're a scam artist. I don't care if they're a parent, sibling, or anybody. They're a scam artist. That's what goes on. Because just kind of like you said about the lady in the accident, if you ever encounter a person who spent their lifetime giving to make sure other people were good, you're going to find out more times than not, the people they gave to, as my grandmother would say, wouldn't piss on them if they was on fire. Because they need help. When they need help, nobody's around. No one. So don't ever in your life feel guilty for telling anybody no who wants to use you because they never used themselves. I'm done.
He's like, I'm done. Listen, the church is not your bank. This is something that blows my mind. The church actually is the number one provider of healthcare in America. How? They pay the most bills in America. In America. We love talking bad about the church, but they are the number one provider of daggone backpacks for black children, haircuts at school time, and they are the church across Catholic Church, Methodist, all these churches. I had a
St. Jude's.
surgery, emergency surgery, appendix removal here in Austin, Texas. They messed up. Last minute surgery cost me $46,000. I woke up. They said, "Hey, this is a Catholic church based church." And I think because they didn't want me to sue and be like, "Hey, y'all messed up last night when I was in this ER all night long, about to lose my appendix." You know, it's documented. They were like, "Just sign these forms. We're gonna put you on the hardship letter list, and we're gonna pay for the whole thing." And I'm like, "Well, that's very generous of y'all." Later, of course, my mom was like, "We should have sued." No. But you know, at the end of the day, I didn't pay $46,000. What they have to understand is like, the church is not your bank. I don't care how much you gave the church. Like, the best they could have did for Evander Holyfield maybe gave him a place to stay. I know churches that have houses that they keep on for homeless people and church and kids. But that's an example of that's what insurance is for. That's what just basic, bare bones, basic business interruption insurance is for, right? And y'all write in the chat. Somebody said in the chat that $5 million they could have bought a house and everybody could have lived. Honey, this accident happened in South Carolina. For $500,000, they could have got a 6-bedroom house. They were riding around town in Bentleys, in a Bentley, in a Range Rover, in the most expensive cars they could find, taking luxury vacations. And I want to give a shout out to the nurse, the day nurse that came by the house and snitched on them, because we figured it out later. She got paid. But if I was her, I'd snitch too, because that was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. Like just cornbread dummies. So somebody said on here, I tell you, you are the money. Be mindful how you spend it. Let me tell you something. I say this all the time. I am the plug. I put a lot of people on this channel. I brought on Terry. I brought on a ton of people. I don't expect anything in return, but don't show me your ass to kiss, because I will run you through the grass. You know what I'm saying? I put a lot of people on. I help a lot of people, and that's on purpose because I believe in promotion. All promotion is good promotion. But at the end of the day, treat yourself like that. Reason people accept, and I don't know if you heard me been talking about lately, Joe. I've been talking about choosing class, settling class, and stuck class. There are people all night and day on this YouTube ranting and raving about relationships because they stuck. They don't want to improve themselves. They don't want to get money. They don't want to work out and fix their body, but they want to complain all night. Sis, if you're 400 pounds, men don't like that shit. Let's keep it pushing. If you a man, you living at your grandma, you don't got no money, people don't like that shit. It's very sippy economics. Now, the settling class is where you got old boy on here talking about he got a 20-something-year-old wife, but his wife's actually older with a kid. You know, just silly stuff they got on this internet. Not, you know, and it's called settling. But what is settling? Settling is just building your life with the choices in front of you. Right? Now, choosing class is people that had made common sense. Mr. Joe out here with a house in Houston. Didn't everybody see Houston was getting crowded and crowded and popular, and the price of housing was going up? Now you got all these people on the internet. Houston's too expensive. Where were you at when the houses was 150? Where are you houses when the house was 180, 250, 300? Where were you at? In the
I don't
club,
feel like I need it.
at the hookah shop. Tell me where they was
I'm
at, Joe.
good. I know what it was at because it was in an apartment complex because the rent was like 700, 800, you know, and it's like, oh man, I could go anywhere I want. And I'm like, hey, this is a bad idea. You know, I like it. Let me explain this to y'all in most disrespectful terms. If you are the type of person who want to be close to the nightclubs and all the action, and you're willing to sacrifice having a roof over your head for it, you're as dumb as they come. Because I want to buy a $300 bottle, a $300 bottle of $30 champagne just to be seen. Do you know how many people I've come across over the years? Man, I got a Range Rover and a Mercedes. Or why you're living in an apartment complex where both of the cars are parked outside and you're in a 1-bedroom apartment, you idiot. It's like, oh, this is where life starts kicking people in the butt. You're not going to, if you don't put in the work to make your life better, and you don't attempt to put in the work to make your life better, do not assume somebody's gonna come along who's been busting their butt to make your life better when you're a loser at heart. That's bad business. Real bad business. You want people who are strangers to treat you like they owe you. This is why when you're talking about the housing market, see, now all the people who just wanted to kick it, now they can't even afford a 1-bedroom apartment. Not to mention the people with kids. You know how many people trying to get a rental property now and rent it together and it's too late. And if this is happening in Houston, it's over for y'all everywhere else in America. Because it was only 4 or 5 good affordable places I could think of in the last 20 years. One of them was Atlanta. You're done with that. One of them was Houston. You're done with that. Another one was Charlotte. Y'all at the finish line. And the last place I could think of was Vegas, and that's been gone. That's been gone. So all you folks, you know, y'all don't want to go to somewhere like Nashville or Alabama because we ain't got nothing popping. You ain't got nothing popping in your life anyway, so you might as well go somewhere where you can afford it. Y'all hoping for the best. I mean, I know what it's like. Like I'm out here for real. And I can tell y'all one beautiful thing that came out of the pandemic. All of the people who were stuck with themselves, they're trying to get into the best shape of their lives because they're screwed. All of the people who was with somebody and they got a divorce and they thought they was going to be single, they're having mental breakdowns because I don't know what to do. If I'm in Texas and they're concerned about gas and food, and you ain't in Texas, I know your gas is up there and I know your food is up there. So I'm gonna just tell you the God honest truth. There will be no more retirement plans in these streets. Just that's what it is. These men ain't gonna want to take care of you no more. And these women who got their life together, they ain't trying to take care of you no more either, fellas. If you see another dude with gold teeth at 35, 40 years old, and he trying to smile and look good and posture, I'm gonna tell you right now, he 2 months away from being homeless, probably. Unless he doing construction and truck driving or some trade. If not, he's 2 months away from being homeless. And it's old men and women doing this now. Just like that.
Listen, he keep keying in your face too much.
If not, ridiculousness. Ladies, I'm gonna help you out with this one. You might be lonely. And you're gonna be so lonely, you're gonna get with a guy. And when he gonna come to live with you, he ain't gonna tell you. You know, when he give up his house, or he give up his apartment or his townhome to come live with you, what he doing is he about to Kevin Federline you. That's what he about to do. He about to use your credit score to buy him the things that he couldn't buy himself. He gonna buy you a wedding ring with your money. That's what it is now. And fellas, brothers used to have a crush on Delicious like 10, 15 years ago. Brothers used to have a crush on Superhead, Corinne Stephan, like 10, 15 years ago. They still look highly attractive, but you know what y'all looking at? Like, are you this stupid now? Like, what do you got left to offer? When sex is all you got left to offer and you in your mid to late 30s, early 40s, the only person that got screwed was you. There ain't no retirement plan for that. I personally know women who are basically homeless because they thought their sex was going to get them to the promised land. And it ain't just one or two. So if y'all got y'all life in any kind of order, stay the hell away from these type of people. Because they're going to bring you completely down. And I'm no.
Listen, I keep telling y'all, when I'm at the gym and some dude's in his mid 40s coming by being extra nice to me, I'm like, was you or somebody divorced, daddy? What you want? What you want? Go on somewhere. There's a look of somebody who's older and like, I'm just enjoying my life. And then there's a look of like, ooh, hey girl, how you been? like, sir, why you coming over here bothering me? I'm just working out minding my black business. Go on somewhere. Now listen, here's the problem out here, y'all. I did the show the other day on Sunday where there are people I know who are like, if you just put on a dress and look sexy and get your shape together, you're gonna have the life you desire. And what they're really doing is they're hoping that they can trick get one more fish on the hook, and that'd be their retirement husband. That's what they're looking for, that one retirement husband. And trust me, there's some men folk out here. Whenever I hear a man in his 50s talking about he want one more child, why? What happened to the other children you had? What's going on with them? Well, I always saw myself, but just one more time. Just try one more again. They want to start all over because they know you're going to take care of them. Y'all, that's a retirement plan. If you ever met men that's 55 with some money in their pocket, honey, they ain't talking about no babies. They talking about the Essence Festival in Miami and wearing white linen clothes and dancing and getting their two-step on and being cat daddies at the rodeo talking, hey, girl, don't you hear me hollering at you? But a 55-year-old man talking about, I just want a child and a quiet life. He trying to move in with your sis. That's what's happening here. That's the retirement plan. Am I wrong, Joe? Tell me if I'm wrong.
Man, nah. If they watch the car you drive when you walk into the gym, if they watch, I'm about to be trifling when I start saying these things. If you go to the grocery store, you need to pay attention to who's watching you. People are looking at your cart and seeing what you can afford to buy in these quote unquote circumstances. If you have Amazon deliveries to your house 2 or 3 days in a row, I promise you, you got friends watching you that you don't know, that want to get to know you. If, and I do mean if everything around you looks clean, you're going to attract somebody because they life dirty. Y'all don't understand what I'm saying. If your car look clean, if your clothes look clean, if you look in order when you in public, I promise you, people watching you. Oh, and I'm glad she said Zaddy and the white linens. Some of y'all who are looking for interracial dating, you're gonna be a sucker for interracial losers, because they gonna peep you too, because they gonna hope you got that chip in you that thinks somebody who's non-black is better just by birth. Like I told you that story, Ericka, the Asian chick that I knew that the Asian chick that I know of, she been taking care of her white boyfriend for 5 years. And all for the only reason he's like, you know, he's the Justin Timberlake of white guys. I don't know what he got, but it's just because he's white. And the Asian family, he's white. Hold on. Like, okay, pay his rent 1 more month. 5 years. And I'm gonna do this. This is a favor for y'all.
He's the Justin Timberlake of white people. That's what he is. Listen, I'm telling y'all, I have been on dates with white dudes who they done been divorced twice. They got kids, and they looking for something different. No, what you looking for is a sucker. You're looking for a black chick that's a sucker. And think, look at this smooth head cat daddy white man that know how to talk to black ladies. Nah, baby, you his number third wife. He been cutting up for years. I'm just telling y'all, there's some toxic retirement plans out here. And y'all think I'm joking. When I got, let me tell you this, Joe. When I got a bed delivered, I had a 2-bedroom apartment, all nice stuff in there. The 2 Hispanic men in there, because don't get it twisted. Hispanic men hits in Texas, they'll hit you on you too now. They'll come on to the black side. They were putting that bed in my apartment, Joe, and they was looking around. They said, "You live here by yourself?" Now, first I was a little scared because I was like, "Why they asking me that? I'm a grown woman by myself." I said, "Yeah, me, you ain't got no kids?" I said, "No, I ain't got no kids." "You want some kids?" I'm like, "Wait a minute, sir. You supposed to be putting this bed in here. You and this Hispanic man asking me all these other questions. First, I think you want to rob me. Now I think y'all need somewhere to move in with a woman or something. What's going on?" But trust me, we were at when I worked at Jason's Deli. One of the men came in there, Joe, and he's 60. He gray all over the top, gray in the beard. He was holding a baby. And all the Hispanic women online started rushing about, "Oh, no, you don't need no baby." And here come this little fat white girl walking behind him. And he just laughing. And I said, "Why y'all so mad at him? He got a baby." "Because he's 60 and he got a wife in Mexico." I said, "Oh, Lord. Even Jose doing the okey pokey out here in Texas. Oh, damn."
Y'all don't, I'm telling y'all don't know what it's like. Y'all don't know what it's like. If y'all ever, no matter what city you in, go out to a lounge, to a comedy show, to a concert, and I need you to pay attention just to a few people. Look at the people there that can blend in, but they look like they got something. It's a reason why they like that. Because you know what happens? They can go sit somewhere off to their side and blend in. And y'all gonna be sitting there flirting with people y'all think got something. And then when the night's over, you're gonna walk out and you're gonna go into the parking lot, and then you're gonna look at this person driving away, and you're gonna go, "Wait a minute, I should have talked to them." The reason I'm saying that is because I don't know how many of y'all realize, and I've seen this in the nightlife far too often. When you are one of those people who party too much, you find out after about 5-10 years, you remember the people that left the club early. And then you see them out and they living better than you because you left the club late. And I'm talking in Houston. You remember the strippers remember the guy who they didn't meet at the strip club and they thought was lame 5-10 years later, and they're like, I ain't seen you in years. You ever met somebody out in public who dropped all their stuff the minute they saw you because it was like, oh, this is the only chance I'm gonna get to talk to you again? Folks, I'm gonna say this to you, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. If there's another pandemic, I promise you it's gonna be polygamy in these streets. Because a lot of y'all didn't get y'all stuff together, and people gonna take advantage of y'all now. And for you other folks who are willing to go down that road, believe you me when I tell you, the people that you think you're gonna come up on, they're gonna rob you. That's what they want to do now. I've been around the block long enough to see this a mile away. Because I don't know if y'all know, Beijing, they shut that joint down because of another pandemic. So if Beijing got shut down and they thinking it's gonna come back over here and we're gonna be at this all over again, and the prices of housing is going up, do not. I hate to say this, y'all. Watch people start getting watch people start buying their groceries online so they can get dropped off like DoorDash, and watch people start following those people to see where their food going. That's how bad it's about to get. That's how bad it's about to get. Watch people stop doing DoorDash and they start doing pickup, and people start following them from the restaurants. That's how bad it's about to get. Don't ever drop your location on Instagram because people gonna be at your house or at the location to follow you home. That's how bad it's about to get. Because people been trying to look at everybody else for a come up for so long, they're super desperate now.
Listen. I done told Todd Millie them stop dropping your location on Instagram. People know you done made $3 million in course sales. You see, Terry don't never post her shit till 3 days, 4 or 5 days after she leave. And I've started to do that too. People like, oh, Ericka, you over there? You in my town? Baby, I already left Houston. I just posted Katie because I got a drink on my way on out of town. Baby, I ain't there no more. And if you catch me slipping, I got a pew-pew. Come on with it. Listen, you know how many people done walked up on me and I start digging in my bag. They be like, no, Ericka, no. No, Ericka, no. I be like, I'm not going to shoot you. I'm just ready. You don't think look, somebody got smart me the other day and I said, you don't think I ain't going to have security at my boat party? Security will take you to the outside of the winery and beat your legs. Don't play with me. Anyway, let's wrap this up. We've been here an hour and 18 minutes cutting up foolish. Everybody on the screen is L.A.R Movement's channel, Life, Issues, and Culture. He's been the balance to the wildness that is the manosphere, talking about fatherhood and whoop these kids' rumps, whoop that trick. He's actually even helped his coworkers with their retirement checks, y'all. What you have to understand out here is, folks is watching. And what I've learned, I told the other day, I told somebody I wish I could just delete Instagram, but I gotta see it through for another 100 days. Because I was somewhere with a bunch of wealthy folks and they were like, don't you post this house? I was like, well, damn, okay, I ain't posting it. Don't post this house. And it was an Airbnb we was at. And it was a vacation rental. Now, you're not even supposed to be doing vacation rentals in certain parts of Austin. But this house, this owner said, I wish somebody would in this area come tell me what I'm gonna do in this big ass house. This is a party house, right? So, I keep telling y'all, rich people gonna still be traveling. They're gonna still be on these boats. They're gonna still be on these yachts. They still gonna be on these planes. They just ain't telling y'all no more. There's a plane, the JetX. People make fun of the JetX, but I will drop $500 so I can just show up 10 minutes before the flight takeoff, roll up into that little jet, and roll into Houston in 30 minutes. I'll do that every time because it just makes more sense, and you ain't got to deal with crazy people. 9 times out of 10, everybody on the jet you interact with got buku money. Buku money. It's insane money. So listen, I'm just gonna tell y'all, people watching your everything. I had to get my whole family to change all their business
I got
licenses the
something.
other day, Joe, because I was like, don't have your house on nothing no more. These people out here looking. They looking.
Do
Anyway,
yourselves a
Joe, tell
favor.
them where they can find you. Go ahead and tell them where they can find you.
L.A.R. movement on YouTube. Do yourselves a favor, just for me, just to know how serious it is in the streets. Go to any sporting goods store and look at the bullets and look at how you can't find none. These people ain't playing none. They dead set it. I'm out of here. Don't come find me. So y'all take care.
He said, y'all take care now. Y'all take good care of yourself because you about to get pew pew in the leg. Listen, look at how they've done in Texas right here. And we're going to close out here. But in Texas now, if you a porch pirate, stealing porches, you steal up 40 packages, that's a felony. And now y'all asses ain't going to be able to what? Live in apartments, live in certain neighborhoods, get on people's rent a room from people. Y'all playing a very dangerous game. And, you know, we joke a lot about homosexuals and stuff, but trust me, these men folk is out here like, whoo, I wish somebody cooked me some dinner. This pandemic is going on a long time.
Look, and if the sun go down, you don't want to be a porch pirate. That's all I'm saying. That's what she know me as. I get it.
Well, they told me I can't call you Joe no more, even though that's the government name. So, Mr. L.R.A. movement, keeping it moving. Excuse me, Mr. He said, don't call him that more. I apologize. I can call
call
the
him
man
Clay.
I
I'm
know
call
I
him
ate
Clay.
dinner and lunch with by his first name.
His mama call him Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay. But we good. Oh man, that's hilarious.
All right, everybody. This is your girl, Ericka. Thank you so much. Joe, hold on one second and we are out.